practice a little bit of a technique called mindfulness. Have you ever heard of mindfulness before?
No, is that like relaxing and...
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like relaxing, and there's a lot of similarities in that, we'll slow down our breathing and we'll really focus on that a lot. And a lot of people do feel more relaxed after doing mindfulness. But mindfulness adds a little bit more in that it really focuses on training your attention and paying attention to thoughts and emotions and feelings and experiences inside of us. So what I mean by that is, perhaps you've noticed when you get really stressed out, a lot of times we feel like our mind is racing, and we're just overwhelmed by thoughts and feelings. Okay,
Yes.
Yeah, you've experienced that before. And so because that happens, it seems as though the stress, the thoughts, the emotions are completely overwhelming. And what we do in mindfulness is we, in essence, kind of broaden our perspective so that the stress and the thoughts and the negative emotions, we don't necessarily change them, but because we're broadening our perspective, it seems kind of like a lot smaller in the grand scheme of things, okay? And so a central part of mindfulness is just noticing things that are happening inside of you, your thoughts, your feelings, sensations. We're not trying to stop them, not trying to manipulate them or change them anyway, just kind of like just sitting down and watching things happen. Okay? So I know that probably sounds a little strange and you're not really sure what I mean by that, and so that's why I think I'd like to practice it and I'll coach you, and then maybe it'll make a little bit more sense. So, okay. So why don't we start off? So you're seated well, so you always want to kind of be comfortably straight like you do during relaxation. And if you'd like to close your eyes during this, some people find that's really helpful. But if you don't want to close your eyes, I just recommend find like a point on the wall and just fix your gaze so your eyes don't wander.
Okay.
And as we start, go ahead and begin by taking some slow, deep breaths. Good. And exhale. Good. Now as you do these slow, deep breaths, I'm going to have you pay attention to a number of different things. The first thing I want you to pay attention to is your breathing. Notice the sensation of air entering your body and then exiting your body. It feels like to fill up and deflate. Good. Now I want you to shift your attention to the sense of sound. Take a moment to notice all the sounds that you can hear. Notice even those sounds in the background that you would typically ignore. As you pay attention to those sounds, you may notice thoughts coming into your head. Sometimes our thoughts are like words or sentences. Sometimes our thoughts are like pictures or images. Anytime you notice a thought, I just want you to watch the thought move through your mind almost as if it's moving past you on a conveyor belt. Just noticing, not trying to stop, not trying to block them. Just watch those thoughts moving through your mind. Over and over and over again. And take a moment to think about something stressful, something that's been bothering you a lot. And I want you to notice the thoughts about that stressful thing move through your mind without trying to stop them or interfere or block. Just watch them. Move from one side of your mind to the other. Now shift your attention back to the sense of sound. Noticing everything you can hear. And then shift your attention back to your breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. Go ahead and take just another breath or two. And when you're ready, you can open up your eyes again. Good. Tell me, what did you notice while you were doing that activity?
My body or
Yeah, your
thoughts
body,
or...
your thought, all of the above.
Okay. Well, I was very relaxed and I could just feel the tension just melting away.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I got caught up in one thought that was really irritating me that happened recently, and so I kept putting that person's head on the conveyor belt and it kept falling off.
And what was different about that stressful thought or that person this time as compared to maybe, over the past couple of days or the past weeks that you've been really stressed out about it?
I guess because it wasn't there in front of me and I really don't have to deal with it. And other than, here's the thought, it was on the conveyor belt, it fell off the other side. I did that a couple of times and it just didn't seem to bother me as much.
Okay. So allowing yourself to have a stressful thought without trying to interfere with it or change it or interact with, just watching it, you were able to think about that stressful thing and also not get upset about it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Did you ever think you would be able to think about that stressful situation without
No,
No.
not at all.
Yeah. Kind of interesting how even when we deliberately think of something that's stressful, it's possible to have a stressful thought and also remain calm at the same time. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think this would be something that would be helpful to practice on a regular basis?
I think so,
Yeah.
because I do work with this person often,
Yeah.
every few months, so this would definitely be something that I would have to practice
Okay.
and get better at.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people then find it's helpful to practice every single day, even though it sounds like you're not necessarily interacting with this coworker or this person at work on a regular basis, but practicing every day helps prepare you for when you do have to confront that person. Do you think that would be something possible for you to do, to practice every day?
Oh, I think so. I mean, there are other things I get stressed out about, but this would definitely help me out in even those situations.
Yeah, okay. And those other things that stress you out, perhaps something you could try is the same strategy, the same technique, and instead of thinking about that person who stresses you out, maybe there are other stressful things you can think about as well. What do you think? Would that be beneficial?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm still pretty calm even though I keep thinking about that person.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, pretty amazing how, just a few minutes of practicing this can actually have such a powerful effect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when would you like to practice each day? Let's come up with a schedule.
Takes a little bit longer than just doing something relaxing. So, I usually have my coffee in the morning and I don't start work till my coffee is done. So maybe that's a good time to do it.
Okay. So during your morning coffee, something else that we could do, some people find it's helpful while they're practicing this, they'll hold the coffee mug and they'll feel the warmth of the coffee. It'll, how we paid attention to sound, you could potentially pay attention to smell, and you can really kind of savor the smell of the coffee or something like that.
Really get addicted to coffee.
Yeah, there you go. Well, good. Well, maybe that's something we try out in the morning, and let's try it out for about a week, every day for a week in the morning. And the next time we meet, then you can let me know how it went, and we can decide, do we want to keep doing it, do we need to change it at all?
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay. Well then, on a scale of 0 to 10, so 0, no, I definitely cannot do this, 10, I absolutely can do this, where would you rate yourself? How likely are you to do this every day over the next week?
Well, if I do it in the morning and, which I'm probably not too stressed at that point, but I would say it would definitely be closer to a 9 if it's in the morning, but if I were to choose any other time in the day, I don't think it would not work for me. So maybe a 5. Okay.
So it sounds like morning is then definitely the best. Do you see any sort of barriers or things that might get in the way of you doing it in the morning?
No, other than if I start earlier than usual, but maybe then I change it to earlier than usual. So I think it would work out really well. I can't see anything huge that would get in.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, let's try this out, and let me know how it goes next time we see each other.
Okay, great.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.